This is Mountaintop History, a podcast produced by the Thomas Jefferson Foundation at Monticello.
Mountaintop History brings forward meaningful stories from this historic home and plantation, from the past and from the present.
My name is Kyle Chattelton.
And I'm Olivia Brown.
Thank you for joining us. We hope you'll learn something new.
It was because we were very much a part of the pre-civil rights movement. Mm-hmm. And we realized what a terrible thing slavery had been. And we were very proud of the fact that black people had come up out of slavery. We couldn't forget slavery, but we could overcome it. Mm-hmm. That was the theme of our family.
We just heard Virginia Craft Rose speaking about the theme of her family, a family whose ancestors can be traced back to the Monticello plantation. The recording that we listened to comes from the Getting Word Project at Monticello. To learn more about the Getting Word Project, I spoke with Naya Bates, Senior Fellow of African American History and Getting Word Oral History Project.
Over the course of the last 5 years, I have had the tremendous pleasure to lead Monticello's most important research and community engagement project. Founded in 1993, the Getting Word Project has transformed the interpretation of slavery and its legacies at Monticello. Through this project, we have identified surnames of over 30 enslaved families that lived and labored at Monticello. Our oral history archive includes interviews with over 225 direct descendants.
And what have you learned from those interviews, Naya?
We have learned so much from those interviews, and I don't think I can do it justice in such a short overview. But some of the stories that descendants have told us have been about great-grandmothers and great-grandfathers like Anne Elizabeth Fawcett and Tucker Isaacs, who resisted slavery by shepherding runaways on the Underground Railroad that connected Virginia to the Free State of Ohio. We learned how two families, Jefferson's Bankhead descendants and Jupiter Evans, Scott, and Young descendants, maintained close connections well into the 20th century through sharecropping in Alabama. Descendants have also shared stories of civil rights pioneers like Coralie Franklin Cook, who was a suffragette, and Frederick Madison Roberts, who fought for legal equality in the decades following the end of slavery. Their oral histories capture the breadth of the African American experience from slavery at Jefferson's Monticello to the Black Lives Matter movement and the ongoing fight to realize the promises of the Declaration of Independence.
Where can our listeners learn more about Getting Word and listen to the interviews?
I would encourage your listeners to visit our website at monticello.org/Getting Word. They can also download the Monticello Slavery app from the Apple and Android app stores and listen to descendants narrating parts of Monticello's past.
This has been another episode of Mountaintop History, a collaboration podcast between WTJU and the Thomas Jefferson Foundation.
This episode of Mountaintop History was made possible in part by a major grant from the National Endowment for the Humanities. Join us for new episodes every 2 weeks on Apple and Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and the Virginia Audio Collective.
To learn more about Monticello or to plan your next trip, visit us online at monticello.org.